Our first guest is no stranger to the comfy couch, and we're always so happy to welcome back. I'm talking about Luke Miner, Senior Director with Washington Education Savings Plans. Luke, thanks for being here.
Thanks so much for having me back. Always a pleasure.
So I always have to ask the first question, which you know what that is. How is Hope?
She's doing fantastic. She is fully launched into kindergarten. She's loving every minute of it. Many days she's told me this is the best day ever when I pick her up from school, and it's very heartwarming to see how much she's taken to school. And you know, especially given the field that I'm in, which we're going to get into, it's like I couldn't have planned it more perfectly.
Wouldn't it just be something if she would have come home the first day of kindergarten? Dad, I hate school. I don't want to go to college. I'm packing up. I'm leaving.
Yeah, exactly. Which is kind of funny how much she loves school, because one of her favorite book series right now, the whole premise is the boy really doesn't like school and is always causing trouble. But so kind of get the dichotomy going on.
So Hope's on it. So tell us about the two education savings plans that WA529 offers as a refresher, because it's starting that time for parents to start filling out the FAFSA. Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously you know a lot about GET and WA529 Invest are two flagship programs to help families save for future college expenses, but this is always a great opportunity for those folks who haven't heard about it. We always, wherever we go, encounter people who've never heard of it, and we want to make sure they know what it is. So there are ways for families to save for future higher education expenses, and we're careful these days to talk in terms of that something after high school. It's not just about college. It could be career readiness training, it could be professional licenses, apprenticeship programs, and of course your community college and four-year university or graduate school routes too. So these two plans are tax-advantaged 529 college savings plans that help families plan for those future expenses and get tax benefits as their savings grow.
I love this. And I love how you said after high school, because that is a great phrase that helps us understand the culture after high school now, because it wasn't what it was 28 years ago when my daughter went to college. Radically different culture. Something unprecedented has happened with the way GET units are priced this year. And why should families be excited about this?
So the first thing, let's give it a little context as far as what GET is. So GET's a prepaid tuition program. It is meant to keep up with the cost of tuition at our state public universities. And so people buy GET units, and those GET units have a value every year, and it's aligned with University of Washington tuition. And so over time, as tuition increases, you've already prepaid that expense. And so no matter whether it doubles or triples between the time you buy the units and the time you go to use them, you have that peace of mind knowing that it's kept up with the cost of tuition in our state. So the big new thing this year is the fact that we're actually selling those units at a discount to current tuition rates. So it's about $4 less than the current payout for the unit. So every year we have a price and we have a payout. So this is the price you're paying today, and you're going to be using them 10, 15, 18 years into the future. And not only is the goal that over time your account increases in value to keep up with tuition, but you're actually getting a head start this year because the units are priced lower than the current tuition rates at University of Washington.
Has this ever happened before?
It hasn't, and it's a really unique set of circumstances. It really is. Again, we're calling it a head start. It's a way for families to see basically immediate growth in their account that just gets them kind of almost a year head start in the savings. So, you know, regardless of what the units are priced in any given year, though, the best strategy a family can do is save as young as possible when their students are young. And the same goes for our other program, WA529 Invest. Start early and make those small efforts over time. Families who just do something to get started, even if it's a small amount.
That's right.
And you can set up an ongoing monthly contribution, for example, tend to have the best savings success and the most money available to cover those college costs.
Speaking of those costs, it was an eventful summer for the 529 plans. Recent regulatory changes have expanded to make the 529 even more useful. Tell us about that. Yeah,
that's exactly right. And kind of like we talked about at the top of the show, so we're not just talking college anymore. We used to be very much stuck in this rut of like college, college, college. And so for many people, as we know, perceptions around that continue to shift, and we have to adapt, because what students often are looking for is something that gets them the training necessary to get them the job they want or get them, you know, the salary that they want. And so that's what's been broadened, is there are now more apprenticeship expenses that can be covered through 529 plans, various certificate programs, licensures. For example, a pilot's license and all the training that goes with that did
Sweet.
not used to be covered by 529 plans. It now can be. So yeah, whichever path a student pursues, or I was going to try and make a funny joke about flying, but whichever path they're flying off on with pilot school, they can have choice
Now,
in that way.
I would do the pilot school, but I also would do culinary.
Oh yeah, which has been
Shout out to Jan Parker. I mean, you got to learn how to cook.
Yeah, unfortunately, 529 plans for a long time have been able to cover many culinary schools, and it's just further expanded through these recent changes.
So why is a 529 plan, Luke, a better option for, like, let's say, saving for your education than investing in a stock or a mutual fund?
Yeah, the main thing with 529 plans is that tax benefit we talked about. So all the growth in your account is tax deferred, and then it's tax free when you use it for qualified expenses, which we talked about are broader than just college tuition. It's apprenticeship expenses, it's room and board at a college campus, it's many different things. And the other important thing about these plans is they're designed around, GET is designed to keep pace with rising tuition costs. WA529 Invest is structured around an age of a student and how close they're getting to college. So the investments are allocated appropriately and get less risky as the student grows.
There we go. That's the phrase, less risky.
Yeah, because we always encourage people to do what works for them, and for some people it might be setting up a brokerage account with no tax benefits with their financial advisor. But in those cases, you have to be more proactive to set what your goals are. You're not necessarily getting a tax benefit. So that's why 529 plans are so special. They blend the tax benefit with these structured savings options that take kind of some of the headache out of how do I figure out how to set up the right
And everybody
portfolio.
wins.
Yeah.
Speaking of winning, in this last minute, I want you to share with our audience the conversation and the meeting that you were a part of yesterday that talks about people being able to eat.
Yeah, so this is a very troubling issue, obviously, at communities across Washington right now that the state, folks at the local level are grappling with. We're out in Grays Harbor County with a lot of food insecurity right now, and it is just going off the charts right now. But it was really inspiring. So I'm part of an agency called the Washington Student Achievement Council, and so the council that governs our agency travels around to communities in Washington State to hear what's happening on the ground level, and the efforts they're doing there to bring resources in and get food out to students, on-campus food pantry and that sort of thing at Grays Harbor College, and then just getting all the stakeholders in the room who can help know what's going on. We can feed that back into our state systems and figure out what we can do to help fill the gap. So we're having some ideas about how we can get some assistance out quickly, and stuff is coming down from the governor's office about getting money out to food banks and doing the best we can to support our community in this really challenging time.
Luke, you are a gift to Cityline and to our viewers. Thank you for always bringing us back the truth and good news. And you have a new puppy, so I want you to get some sleep.
Well, we're trying.
And thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure.
It's my pleasure. We have much more to come on Cityline. Don't go away. We'll be right back.